Hello everyone. Today is the eclipse at Capricorn, the lunar partial eclipse. So I was going to take a moment or a few moments of your time if you care to watch this or not. But do welcome to the channel. I go by Websy Wongi. Hope you guys feel at home. I started tarot like it's been a good few months, like maybe 6 months, I'm thinking. So my readings are general, I want to keep in mind. But today, for it being the eclipse, I've been feeling the need to do this. So maybe there's something in your life that there's something weighing on you that you're not quite doing that you need to do, or there's something you need to eclipse out of your life that you haven't quite pinpoint how to do. So if you're searching for messages, you've come to the right place. So try to sit back and relax as best you can. Like I said, this is general reading, just basically intuitively guided messages, channel messages coming in to help us clear these energy shifts. So this could apply either to your life, something that you've been going through, but I want it to be beneficial for all of us as well. But these are just specific messages for anyone that maybe needs closure in your life, maybe needs to let go of something, maybe there's unforgiveness, maybe there's unresolved issues between you and another person. But I feel like energetically, there's a lot of us resisting change, and there's a lot of changes coming in, or things taken out of our lives, or eclipse out of our life. A lot of us are on the verge of new beginnings in our life, whether that's in a relationship, whether it's about letting go of a relationship, or just completely on your own this time around. But I think it's just, a lot of energetic waves coming through. But yeah, I pre-shuffle the cards, so I'll just do it as I normally do. So first of the card is Three of Swords. So I feel like for that to be the first card, it's about forgiveness. It's about, letting things go, letting things be as what they should be. And I feel like some of us, we've struggled with letting go. And some of you, you have unresolved issues that have been lingering. On the top, there's 3, so maybe 3 years. You've been enduring transformation. Maybe you've had heartbreak after heartbreak, and situations, relationships that haven't quite expanded the way you have. But I feel like here too, with the heart being right here is the center of everything, whether it's a love dynamic, so it could be, but we'll get into it to see how far it goes. But I just feel led with the heart. A lot of us are having awakenings in our heart, a lot of expansion, but a lot of burdens that we've been carrying for some of you. And then the High Priestess. So this could be you or another energy you're dealing with, the High Priestess. So I feel like for some of you, you're letting go of something when it comes to, the idea, the belief system. But I feel like it's tapping into your energy again with the High Priestess in reverse. So it's not so much, not listening to your intuition. Maybe there's something, a project or something that you have been delaying when it comes to, this heartbreak, this change, this transformation. So I feel like with these 2 cards and combined of one another, it's an indication, don't get to a place when it comes to your heartbreak of not listening to your higher self. And, this is a card of Pisces, so you could be a Pisces, or you could be dealing with this type of energy. It's kind of the yin and yang, Capricorn and Cancer. I'm not saying for that card, but we're in Cancer season, and we have the Capricorn eclipse. So seeing the white and the black could be reference to the yin and yang, the masculine and the feminine. I feel like for some of you masculines, you haven't really seen the truth of something. Maybe there's something that you're not speaking about when it comes to, your intuition being right on something. But for the most part, I feel like maybe you're not seeing clearly on something when it comes to how you speak your truth, of how you progress in this life. For the most of you, some of you who are Pisces, you've been dealing with a lot of stressful tension, anxiety, worries when it comes to heartbreak in life. And I feel like for some of you, I feel strongly that it's a masculine energy. So I feel like if this resonates with one of you, you're having a hard time letting go. For some of you, especially when it comes to love dynamics, that it's really blocked you when it comes to love, when it comes to these relationships. It could be a new situation, not old necessarily, where you can't really open your heart because you still have 3 swords. It could be 3 situations. It could be 3 long-term years that you've had to deal with these heartbreaks after heartbreaks after heartbreaks. So I feel like with a masculine, I feel strongly it's masculine. You've had to deal with these heartbreaks. I do value the fact that, you're a very strong individual who's gone through, the ringer of things. 3, 5, 6. So maybe 5 years. You've had to deal with 5 years of a dynamic where it cost your heart to be torn. And now maybe you feel like you don't have the heart. Or it could be just in general, we've gone through this period of heartbreak where you've gone through the trauma of, am I really okay to love again? Am I really okay to trust people? When I've come across, when it comes to heartbreak and listening to my intuition, when it comes to, higher guidance, and I feel like that's tapping into your higher guidance. So I feel like for some of you, you're starting to realize that. You're starting to understand, you need to level up, I'm hearing. You need to observe your situations that, you're not going to be in heartbreak forever. I'm feeling that. You're not going to be in this place of unresolved issues. I feel like things are slowly resolving itself. I just feel like for a period of time, whether it's 5 years, 2 years, 3 years, there's something about the intuition here when it comes to the heartbreak that you couldn't act on something, or something wasn't revealed to you where you couldn't open up. Maybe there's 3 dynamics you were dealing with, 3 heartbreaks, 3 people, 3 scenarios where you really were unsure of how you're going to move forward. But I feel like you're learning to let that go, so you can fully come into your heart space. And I feel like that's what it's talking about for most of us. Judgment. So Judgment card is not so much about, making a judgment call. I feel like it's more about awakening. A lot of you are having an awakening. A lot of us are having an awakening, especially with these energies coming in. So with this enlightenment of this heartbreak, it brought in your awareness of your intuition and heightened your intuition. So you can tap into, your gifts, your intuition, to ultimately, the duality of the ego versus, fear-based things or tactics or whatever. So if you are the masculine, and now I'm tapping into the feminine energy. So you could be a Pisces, maybe a Pisces rising, maybe ascendant of that. Things have been blocked from you when it comes to, you can't pinpoint a heartbreak. And I feel like for some of you female Pisces, is things have been foggy, things have been unclear, on point. That's what I'm feeling. But I feel like there's coming to an end of something when it comes to this heartbreak. And I feel like it's you opening your heart. And a lot of you have been blocking that because things have been unclear for you to move forward. So I feel like the best advice I could give you, female Pisces, is you need to release this. And what better time to do that than, the present? Let go of something that maybe will never get the answer. Let go of the idea that, you may never get that response from someone that you need. And so I send you love. I send you light for those of you that resonated with that. So, that could be your message that you need to hear. So I'm going to do some more. Or by the end, I'm just leave these here. This could be another reading or could add to it. But let me pause the video for just a moment to see if they're, shuffle the cards, of course, again, to see what other messages we can get. Alright, something that came to me as I was pre-shuffling. Pisces, I was just thinking of that. I have a grandfather who is a Pisces. So maybe this is his energy guiding me in some way. I don't know, I had that. Maybe he's there with me, helping me through this. You may have lost someone, Pisces. I've known a few Pisces who've lost someone. So I think everything's fine with them. I wanted to say that. But yeah, let's see what other messages here. Alright. Knight of Cups. So, I feel like for some of you, you've offered your love to someone, or you have your heart full of love, and you want to extend yourself. But I feel like for a lot of you, and I think this is, adding into the reading, you can't give to another person, not unless you give to yourself. It's only one person here, it's not two. So I feel like for a lot of you Pisces, you've come to this place, or all of us, I shouldn't just use one, but this is the messages coming out. But you can't fully give to someone when you haven't dealt with these things. Unresolved hurt, no clarity on the situation, not listening to your higher guidance, whether that's God, whether it's that, inner voice, inner guidance when it comes to love. And I feel like a lot of you have been in this place where you've given so much and you're waiting for someone to give to you. But I feel like you're blocking yourself in some way when you have unresolved issues. So I feel like that is what's coming up with your intuition, is I feel like you really need to tap in and go with inside to find the answers. And if it's not adding up, love may not be the priority right now, And I feel like for some of you, you give too much, but yet at the end of the day, you're left to your own cup, you're left to your own self-reflection of an empty cup again, and I'm always short-handed in some way. And I feel like, there's some truths that need to be here, because swords are about truth. So I feel like truths do need to be spoken if you're trying to run away from your problems. If you're trying to not deal with them correctly, they're still going to be here. And I feel like some of us, and I've done this, we get into a relationship thinking it's going to be great, it's going to be hot, it's going to be heavy. But we haven't even let go of things in the past, And I feel like, even for me, I've had to look at some hard truths when it comes to past love dynamics, when I've given so much in a situation and I was getting nothing back the way that I wanted. And I've learned that when you release those things and you tap into the higher guidance system when it comes to, the universe, how the universe works, source itself, you can unblock yourself. It's just sometimes we'd rather not deal with these hard truths or these harsh realities. And when it comes to indecisions on how do we move forward, when there's no clarity to move forward, when we're not listening to our higher guidance system, when it comes to being everything we need to be for ourselves. If everything, the more energy we put in exchange into others, if we're not willing to give that to ourselves, then how can we expect another to give to us, is what I'm saying. I think some of us, we've done that. We've given so much into a dynamic that we are empty-handed. Our cup is not fulfilled. We're not satisfied. Things aren't, fulling to the brims. I'm just shuffling here to see if we can get, I think this wanted to come out. Yeah. So you can't get in union, I feel like, with anyone until you examine, yourself, until you can fully release these heartbreaks of the past so you can get the clarity. And the thing is, I feel like for me, we strive so much and we work hard so much in getting the clarity that we need. We focus on that and then we lose ourselves in the process. And I think it's easy, especially when you want a relationship and you want this union, when you're not even fully aware of yourself and how powerful you really are. Some of you could have some Cancer in you. I was just thinking that. Me as a Cancer, we give so much of ourselves, but yet people can't give us back the same. And I've been dealing with that, especially in this heartbreak with friendships, is I've given so much, but yeah, I'm not getting the same thing back. And I feel like, before you can come into union, this could be a soulmate, twin flame possibly, but before you can exchange your cup to another, you have to have this awareness that, your value. This isn't about just love. I feel like it's about valuing your self-worth, opening up and tapping into your self-reliance first, letting go of past hurts, and be clear on those things that hurt you and deal with them as best as you can. Some of us, we don't want to deal with these harsh truths, these heartbreaks, and we'd rather be, bitter. We'd rather stay in this victim mentality, like no one cares. And, I've been there. Like a Pisces, I do have Pisces rising. I've been there where I felt like, I don't know what I was saying. Maybe that wasn't meant to say. I totally forgot my train of thought. Where I felt like no one cared, basically. So I felt like that was it, But there are people watching you. There are people observing you. It's just, you have to realize, it's funny, I think of it, like the friend I recently, that, wanted nothing to do with me and, left me high and dry. I've come to realize about their situation, it just kind of makes me laugh, even though it hurts still sometimes, because they say, be friends with someone who gives a damn, and I come to conclusion, I was there, but I guess you didn't see me. I don't know why this is a Pisces reading. It's basically for all of us, just past experience. But yeah, I feel like for some of you, you know, you may feel like nobody cares, but there's people watching. There's people observing your life, and it's like so many people want to come out and say, I'm here for you. So yeah, I think some of you are cold and you are unattached. So I feel like there's a lot of releasing that has to happen before you can move forward. A lot of healing. You could have Leo in your chart. The Strength card just came out. I just feel like it's important, or you could be a Leo. How much energy are you willing to give to people? And I've learned the hard truth of that is like, it just hurts when I've been there for people. But at the end of the day, it's energy wasted. It's unresolved issues. And I've learned that, you may never get an apology. You may never have someone talk to you. Sometimes people leave out of your life and that's it. They don't want to come back. They don't want to talk. They don't want to resolve issues because they only see their side of things. These wanted to come out. So I feel like the important things to do is, just send this person love, light, healing prayer, that they can move past their giants of defeat, move past maybe an abandonment that happened to them, and just send them prayer, But yeah, I think this one reading's done. I might do some more to see what other messages coming out. But I don't know, I felt strongly that was Pisces, either male or female. But yeah, I think there's a lot of things we need to let go. Wherever we're at in our lives. I just feel like, a lot of people have different perspectives when it comes to, relationships. I may not give the greatest advice, but I feel like the best thing you can do is, just take things for what they are. Don't hide behind a fake smile. I don't know why that came out. Don't hide things. If you need to speak about it, speak about it. But I just feel like people know how to put on a good show, People know, just the right words to say, but it doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? I just feel like a lot of people, they don't want to deal with the hard things in life. They'd rather just sit in home and mope and groan and be bitter about how the past treated them. But yet they don't do anything to change it. I've had struggles recently about that. But I've learned that, no one's perfect. We all go through battles. Okay, I think this wanted to come out. Alright, so communication is blocked for someone or someone you're dealing with when it comes to an awakening, when it comes to, maybe it's a Scorpio. So some of you aren't opening up. I feel like it's more about me, You're not really opening up maybe to this Scorpio. This destructive energy, I feel like. You don't feel like it's clear messages. Hermit. So some of you have been hermiting on, maybe this Virgo, on what you should do next, when it comes to clear communication. Just wanted to come out. Heartbreak. Yeah, heartbreak with this Pisces and Scorpio. So you're dealing with this energy of, not knowing how to communicate with this Scorpio and this Virgo. It's really tearing you up inside, I feel like. I don't know, maybe this is my message. But yeah, there's someone who wants to communicate. I feel like this Scorpio wants to communicate. Maybe this Virgo as well. But it's gonna cause heartbreak, I feel like. It may be a pointless, communication. So you're undecisive, I feel like, for someone. You're undecisive. Especially when it comes to a Sagittarius. So you're not making any forward movement on love. Okay, so so there's a lot of heartbreak going on here, especially when it comes to a Scorpio and Virgo. Like maybe you're deciding on how to cut things out between you and a Virgo and a Scorpio and a Sagittarius. Like you're indecisive between how you want to move forward. But it looks like there's no forward movement with them. I just feel like this is an endless heartbreak, I'm feeling. But it's more about, it's not that you don't love them. It's not that you don't care about them. It's just unresolved issues. And it's just going to be heartbreak. So I feel like, someone wants to communicate with someone about something. But it's just going to be heartbreak. Alright, I'm going to pause it for a minute, shuffle. Okay, some more messages. Let's see what comes up. 9 of Swords. So, maybe this is on clarity. Heartbreak, possibly, for someone. So someone's releasing something that's been keeping them maybe feeling like they can't sleep, can't function, unresolved issues. So a lot of release about communication. Like I feel like for some of you, you're trying to communicate to someone, but I just feel like you're deciding on not communicating because it's not going to get resolved. So you're releasing so things can be clear. A tower. So there was a tower. I feel like it's more about the energy. So maybe something that recently happened, brought in blocked communication, and it really puts you in a state of mind, maybe prison, feeling like you're blocked, feeling like you've been wounded, hurt, betrayed. I think that is a card about betrayal too. But I feel like, it's kind of pointless to move forward on that. So I just feel like in your own way, you're releasing it, this tower, this painful experience. So it was toxic big time. Felt like, you got blocked communication. Like maybe you were trying to speak your truth in some way, but it was toxic in some way. And so things fell through the cracks and it became no communication. Alright, so 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Let's do one more card and then I'll finish it up. Or 2 cards. Alright, so I feel like you're really trying to see the positive side of this negative toxicity. So you could unblock yourself, but it's still unclear on what you should do, especially when it comes to this past dynamic. But I feel like it's a burden that you've been carrying for so long that you're gonna release it. So I just feel like there's a lot of work to be done here when it comes to, you know, things falling through the cracks, no communication, painful experience. But I feel like you're going to get better ultimately with it. It's just a matter of time to move past it. Anyways, I hope these messages were helpful for each of us. Those who felt resonated with the most, I hope they did help to release some of the painful experiences that we're all going through. It's just really not easy to deal with things. But yeah, take care of yourself. Stay hydrated. Try not to, do too much. Try to just take time for you and relax and just do something that will benefit you in the long term. And just use this energy as best as you can. Not to look at the past as a negative experience, but as a reference point that, we all go through things. And I think what we can benefit from this is that, there's a lot of healing that needs to be healed. There's a lot of things that need to be addressed, whether it's you and another person talking things out, whether it's you yourself going within and asking higher guidance to help you through this transition of Capricorn partial lunar eclipse. And we just, had Cancer eclipse. So it's like a lot of things to release. And, things aren't to your liking. If there's something that you see that needs to change, do your best to make positive, healthy changes, whether it's not giving too much to people, whether it's starting on a healthier eating habit, exercising, whatever it may be, starting a new business or starting something new, maybe getting in a relationship with someone, maybe letting go of a relationship. It could be a number of things. I just feel like we need to try to shift our perspective when it comes to those things we need to let go that have been a burden to us, that have been, maybe zapping our energy in some way. So do be mindful of these changes, because I feel like they're going to affect for the next 6 months. So try to transition as best as you can, whether it's making better, healthier choices in your eating habits or whatever, or just ultimately better choices in the long run. I just recently watched a video someone did about, career and money. That could be a thing that you need to work on, whether it's getting a job, getting financially stable. But it's not about making money in life. I think everyone's focused on that right now, especially with this Capricorn energy. But I feel like it's all about the yin and yang, balancing out this mother and father energy. Anyways, enough said about that. I hope everyone enjoyed this video. Like it, share it if you feel led to share it. Maybe there's someone that could value, these messages if it resonates with someone. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. I was going to say tell your friends about me. I don't know. That was just weird. It just came to me. But yeah, have a great day, safe day. Don't do too much craziness. Try to rest. Stay hydrated. But bye for now. Bye-bye.